Yo. Welcome in, man. Today is December the 20th. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. We have just 3 games on the board for today. Not going to lie to you guys. This is an ugly slate, in my opinion. We got a couple teams on the second leg of back-to-backs. Feels like some fishy stuff going on with some line movement already. But we'll talk about it, dive into it. Don't love the slate today. Just being honest with you guys off the jump. Quick recap of yesterday. Cade Cunningham was an official play for me, up and over his 9.5 assists. I'm interested to see how many potential assists he had on the night. Cade was diamond and his teammates was missing, specifically Tim Hardaway Jr., who I have starting to develop a hate relationship with Tim Hardaway Jr., man. Every time I bet on the team to do something, he does the opposite of what I need him to do. I bet him to make threes. We were on the over in the game against the Boston Celtics. He can't make a 3. I bet on the Miami Heat to cover and win the game. Because he can't make a 3 in the next game, he makes every 3. Last night, I need him to make some 3s so Cade Cunningham can go up and over his assist prop. He can't make a 3. So, yeah, Cade Cunningham up and over his assist was the loser. The winner, if you play Detroit, and Utah just up and over the total of 226.5, 227.5, 228.5, whatever the number was, that was a winner. Karl Anthony Towns went up and over his rebounds and assist prop. Knicks and Timberwolves under was a loser. Rockets first half, I ended up getting there. Minus the 5.5 was an easy winner. Minus the 10 was an easy winner as well. 8.5, 9, whatever you got. Pacers ended up winning outright last night as well. I want to say, just real quick, I was looking into it this morning. Yeah, Dogs last night went 8-3 straight up. 8-2-1 against the number last night. Dogs were barking. I think one of the only ones that covered was Memphis. Memphis covered. Who else covered? The Rockets covered, of course. And I don't even know who the other favorite was that covered, but the Dogs were barking yesterday, as we kind of expected. Let's go through a couple of the comments real quick. And then we'll jump into it for today. Joey says CP3 and Wemby did me dirty. I thank God for the Lakers. They saved me from the ugliness. What up, Fear Elite? What up, LJ? Appreciate you for tapping in. He's Rockets first half at home. It's a beautiful thing. I absolutely agree. I knew that they would bounce back yesterday. Against the Pelicans, that's what you need in your life, man. It's exactly what you need in your life. What up, Prolific? It's a nice little 1-0 day for him. Let's get to it today. Keontae Joyce, he did baptize Jalen Duren. What's going on with Jalen Duren? I looked at the box score. He had like 7 rebounds. Jalen Duren was averaging like 20 boards. Yeah, it was a terrible loss last night for them. What up, Justin? Appreciate you for tapping in. She didn't here with me this morning, as always. Eric says 9 of the 14 Dogs won straight up yesterday. I think I saw 8-3 yesterday for the Dogs. What up, Meryl? What up, Bryant? Says he bet Heat +2 last night. Let's cash it. What up, PZ? I am interested to going through that game. DJ Prop says, man, Chris warned us about the motivation factor after the Cup games. Steph not even making a floater in 25 minutes is crazy. I also see Draymond went statless last night, like didn't record a stat. Meryl says he crushed last night, 13-3 last night. Love to see that. OKC covered the early number, did not cover the late number. Applejacks did not cover the late number. Justin says, you said it the night before. Melo over everything. Cash his points, rebounds, and assists. No sweat. We're going to talk about him again today too, Justin. I'm interested to talk about LaMelo today. I didn't put $1 on Melo, but I told you Melo to the moon was the only way that I was going to play that game. Charlotte is we're going to talk about Charlotte in a second. PZ Cash, Julius Randle over his 18.5 points. What up, Rain Beam? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Hope all is well with you. Let's jump into it for today, man. First up, we got jaXon, as we always do. I asked jaXon specifically today about the total in jaXon was cash on some NCAA games yesterday too. Boy. I've been like just tracking them, not playing them. jaXon called a couple outright, not even outright, but jaXon like UC Irvin minus the 1.5. They ended up winning by 8 last night. jaXon also like Mary Mack last night plus the 20.5. They lost by just I think 5. Like really solid looks from jaXon yesterday was the couple that I tracked on jaXon yesterday. I am slowly but surely starting to dabble a little bit into some NCAA. All right, so I asked jaXon specifically today about this the total in the 76ers and Hornets game. Kind of want to get there with an over, in my opinion. This is what jaXon says. jaXon says the total for tonight's game between Charlotte and Philadelphia 76ers is set at 218. Context and analysis. Recent matchup. 76ers have already faced the Hornets twice this season. Both games going over the total. The score was 121 to 108 and 110 to 114, averaging 221.5 points in those games. Team scoring in defense, the 76ers average 105.9 points per game, which is 29th in the NBA, and allow 110, which is 10th in defensive rating. The Hornets average 107, 28th in the league, allow 113, 13th in defensive rating. Combined, these two teams average 213 points per game, which is slightly below the total of 218. Recent trends, 76 is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games and have been playing better basketball recently, winning 5 of their last 7. The Hornets are struggling, going 1-10 in their last 11 games and have allowed 111.7 points per game during that stretch. Over the last 6 games, the Hornets have gone over the total 4 times, while the 76ers have gone under 3 times. So we got some injury stuff. Joel Embiid, questionable, could impact the 76ers scoring and defense. Brandon Miller, also questionable, which could affect the Charlotte Hornets offensive output. Player performance, Tyrese Maxey's coming off a 40-point performance last game against the Hornets, averaging 25.1. LaMelo leads the Hornets 30.2 points per game so far this season, key factor in offensive production. So given the recent trends in the team's scoring averages, the over 218 looks like a solid play, especially considering both prior matchups this season went over the total. However, keep an eye out for the injury status of Joel Embiid and Brandon Miller, as their availability could influence the pace and scoring of this game. So I was already kind of thinking over. The totals last night, I think, went 6-5-1. I think I saw to the under. So it's not like, teams aren't necessarily not playing defense, but it's starting to, become a little bit more normalized now. And I'll just transition here, not going off on any kind of soliloquy, but if you want to take overs, you really need teams to be knocking down 3-pointers. The league, the league that we're in right now, teams are shooting more threes than ever. And if you're not making them, games typically going under. Even with Charlotte shooting 8 for 43 last night, coming off that terrible loss against the Wizards, they still couldn't even play defense in that game. And shooting 18% from the 3-point line, they still go up and over. More so due to pace. The Wizards also shot 40% from the 3-point line. Can't wait to see who they play next so I can fade them, because that's not going to keep up, not going to stay the same. But as far as the total goes, I kind of do want to get there with an over, man. I feel like Philly should be able to score. The Hornets defense has regressed so much recently. I'm looking at their defensive numbers, and it's bad, man. It's one of the reasons I couldn't lay points with them last night. Even against the Wizards, I couldn't lay points. The Wizards were also getting, a lot of their key players back last night. I'm looking at, the defensive rating. 123 points allowed per 100 possessions to the Wizards, 121 against Philly. They did, play Chicago pretty well, but that was the game with the most missed threes in NBA history. So I don't know how much it was their defense, because they haven't defended the 3-point line well. In fact, we just played on Philly team total under one. I think it was 109.5 a couple days ago in the same exact matchup with both teams rested, and Philly scored 121 points. Brandon Miller, what's his name? Paul George and Tyrese Maxey both hit 6 threes in that game. So their 3-point defense has really regressed a lot. With LaMelo being back, I don't think he's going to get any better. And I'm also I was looking for this on the injury report, couldn't find anything on it, but you got a Philly team that's 3 days rested here. Now, I know we don't typically want to lay points with Philly as a home favorite. They're only 2-2 straight up, 1-3 against the spread so far this season. Offensively, they've looked putrid in this spot. But and the last time they were a home favorite, they were playing against the Pacers. They were laying 7 in that spot, lost the game outright. But last time Charlotte was a road dog on no rest, they actually went into Indiana and upset Indiana. So, like I said, this is a very, very difficult game to handicap. What I wanted to show you guys real quick was LaMelo. So we'll transition real quick, and then I'll go through the comments. I know I'm not going to play this game. I'm not playing the side. I do kind of want to get there with the total though. So let's look at LaMelo real quick. Shout out to my guy Justin. He talked about this one already. He talked about him for last night. But look at LaMelo. This is his rebounds and assists, which has been absolutely cash. This wasn't even what I was looking at, but this is LaMelo's rebounds and assists. I was specifically looking at LaMelo points, rebounds, and assists. So I know he's on the second leg of a back-to-back. Does he play? Does Mark Williams play? Mark Williams only played like 18 minutes yesterday when I was looking at the recap of the game. Does Brandon Miller suit up for this game? He did not play last night. Do those guys play in this game? Does Mark Williams, LaMelo, Brandon Miller all play? Joel Embiid, of course, is questionable as well. Caleb Martin is out. And then Bonner is back for the Philadelphia 76ers as well. We've only seen Joel Embiid play one game since he returned, and that was against the Pacers, a very fast-paced team. They ran Joel Embiid off the floor and then broke his face. So we haven't seen, the offense for Philly play with Joel Embiid in quite a while. So that's one reason why I'm not going to play the spread. I feel like Joel Embiid comes in, he throws off the chemistry, and that's what we saw the last time that they played. LaMelo, though, specifically, if we look at his points, rebounds, and assists, this is what I was looking at. 80% of his last 10 games, he's gone up and over the number. 40.5 is the points, rebounds, and assist number here. He did play in the game against Philly. He had 32. I think this was his first game back. He only had 15 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds. But I think on the second leg of a back-to-back, if he plays, LaMelo should find some success here. So up and over, 8 in the last 10, you see that. Over in all 3 games this season on the second leg of a back-to-back as well. So this is for the full season. You see that he's over at 70% of the games. But if we go in right here, we can actually filter this by days rest. And the first one says back-to-back. So you can see last 10 games, he's actually gone up and over the 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's a difficult matchup. Philly is playing some really good defense, but I mean, he is the offense. LaMelo shot 18 3-pointers last night, only made 3. 18 3-pointers, 32 shots. He is the offense. He is the complete offense. The other thing that really that interests me in this prop is if you look down here, you can see the opponent that they were playing against. This game was in Dallas last year, November the 5th. This game was against the Knicks. So 2 excellent defensive teams last year. And then you look at the ones this year. Miami, excellent defense, 42 points, rebounds, and assists. Boston this year, excellent defense if they're not playing against the Bulls. Excellent defense, 46 points, rebounds, and assists. And then Cleveland, excellent defense, 44 points, rebounds, and assists. So I do like LaMelo. If we just look at it this year specifically, of course, he's up and over in all 3 games. You can see down here the potential assists, the rebounds, chances. So it's either LaMelo up and over his points, rebounds, and assists for me, or it's over for the full game. I do kind of feel like points will be scored in this one. So that's the way I'm leaning in this game. Have not played it. I just can't. I know I can't trust Charlotte defensively, and I think that they probably will be able to contribute in this game as well. So if I'm looking to play, that's what I'm taking. Probably the points, rebounds, and assists to go up and over. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. We'll transition to the next one. Appreciate you, Real DJX. Helping Hand says, let's check in. What's up, my boy? What up, bro? Hope all is well with you. Shout out to my guy, Derek, as well. Derek says, the PJ Washington double-double. I was paying attention to it last night. That plus 900 for PJ Washington to get a double-double, finished 1 rebound short. I think he finished with 9 rebounds and 14 points. But Derek also dropped off, even before Kyrie got ruled out, he dropped off the points plus rebounds in general. I think it was like 17.5, non-sweaty bet from Derek. Appreciate you for sharing that look in the chat yesterday, Derek. I did write that down. Totally forgot to play it, but it was an absolute winner yesterday. I think a lot of winners were given out in the chat yesterday. Keontae George, I think, went up and over his rebounds and assist prop. That PJ Washington was crazy, though. What up, G421 says, good afternoon. Where I'm at, Chris. He says, you were dead on with the players checking out for Christmas yesterday. Everyone's mindset is on them presents. Yeah, we not laying a lot of points, man. Not laying a lot of points. DJ Drop a Dime says he's going to take the Sixers team total specifically up and over 114.5. Help a Hand says, I took a live bet on the Knicks and Minnesota game on the last 3 minutes for 5 threes for plus 1,500. Wonder if that cashed or not. Wizards have the Bucks tomorrow. They do. First leg of a back-to-back with the Bucks tomorrow. That is a fact for them tomorrow. And like I said, Philly's coming off 3 days rest as well. LaMelo, Merrill likes it. Over 40.5 rebounds and assists, points, rebounds, and assists. Bridges as well, over his 2.5 assists. Kelly Oubre over his points, rebounds, and assists. And rebounds been cashing as well. DJ Prop says, I'm looking towards Paul George points here. Again, if Embiid sits. PG talked about trying to get a 50 point game, 50 points in a game on his last podcast. He stated He started very hot last game, but then Maxey took over. Today's his day. I can see that. Melo had 30 on 77 shots last night. He was checking, boy. He was checking, man. What up to my guy Mark for dropping in here? What up, Bitsy says backwood this game. Yeah, I'm not looking at it from a side perspective at all. This line did open 9 too, just FYI. Money's coming in on Philly in this spot, and I can't lay with Philly, but yeah, if you guys could do it, don't let me talk you off at all. What up, Daniel? He says very poor betting by me yesterday. Need some guidance this morning. Yeah, I like over in this game, Daniel, and I like LaMelo over his points, rebounds, and assists if I'm playing anything here. G421 says lean over 76ers team total. I think that's a really good look as well. Philly team total up and over. I don't like it as much with Embiid coming back because remember I gave out Philly team total up and over against the Bulls, and Embiid came back. They scored 107 points. This is not a great offense for Philly, but when they play Charlotte so far this season twice, they've been a pretty good offense for sure. Yeah, Jalen, this was terrible yesterday, man. Boy, I knew that the total was cooked. I took the under 214.5. Made way too much sense for it not to go under. And both teams shot 55% in the first quarter from the three-point line. I was like, yo, this is perfect. This is perfect. Knicks can't play defense. Timberwolves can't play defense. Exactly how we called it. Yeah, that was a tough one. Let's transition over to the next game. We got the Bucks and the Cavs. I put this in the Discord yesterday. I was capping the game as soon as I finished Cal's show yesterday. I was looking ahead to these games. And I was going to take the Cavs no matter what. But the number wasn't out when I was looking into the first game. And then I moved into this game. And I saw the news that Dame was going to be listed out pretty much after I had finished the cap. But the number wasn't out. So I go check the number. And it's 4.5. The number moves. It closes for like 30 minutes on ESPN Bet. So you could have got I could have got a Cavs minus 4.5. I would have stumbled that. That would have been probably the biggest bet I would have made this season, but I didn't get it in. Didn't get it in. They suspended my ticket, so neither here nor there. The line opened back up at 7. Now it's up to 9 in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is Milwaukee's first game, of course, since the Cup. First leg of a back-to-back. They got the scary, spooky Washington Wizards tomorrow. Interesting to note, though, I thought this was interesting that Coach Darvin Ham told Glenn Rivers that the players shouldn't party too much after winning the game because of how bad the Lakers were last year after winning the Cup. For people who remember back, the Lakers were pretty putrid after winning the Cup last season. They went 3-8 in their next 11 games straight up, 4-7 against the spread, including 5 straight non-covers because they celebrated. That was what they finished last year after the game, after the Cup game to finish out December. They beat the Pacers in the Cup, of course, and looks like I said, they got smoked afterwards. So the Cavs coming off 3 days rest here. They've won 6 of their last 7. They've covered 5 of their last 7. First leg of a back-to-back for them as well. But they don't travel. They got the Philadelphia 76ers coming into town tomorrow. As far as injury report, I did see something that said that Max Strus could potentially return. I already told you guys Damian Lillard was out. I kind of feel like, and I put this in my notes as well, I kind of feel like the play after Cup games are to take the opponent team total to go up and over. I just kind of feel like the Cup takes a lot of defensive energy out of you, so you're not going to play as much defense in the next game. We kind of saw with the Atlanta San Antonio game would have went under the total if it didn't go to overtime last night. But Atlanta, couldn't stop the 3-point shots from going in. Victor Wembanyama looked like Steph Curry last night. The old Steph Curry, not the one from last night because he couldn't even hit a 3. But I kind of feel like that's the same thing that's gonna happen with the Bucks. It takes a lot of energy to hold the Oklahoma City Thunder to what was it, 80 something points in that last game. We know the Cavs are a pretty professional team, 23-4 against the straight up this season. They're also really good against the number as well. So I kind of feel like the regression is gonna come on the defensive end. I think the Cavs can kind of name the number here. I put in my notes that we should see the defense slip up. Last 3 games after the last 3 Cup games, they've given up 81 points to OKC, 102 to Atlanta, and 109 to Orlando. I think we see some regression here. The Lakers allowed 3 straight opponents and 5 of their next 6 opponents to go up and over their team total after winning the Cup last season. The similarity is that both teams have older players. Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, Damian Lillard's no spring chicken anymore. Giannis, of course, is no spring chicken anymore. These guys are a little bit older now. And of course, like I said, Dame's not even going to be playing. So you missed the offense from Dame, and you missed that. Of course, that's going to impact the total. This number is coming down from the 224. I think it was at when I saw it yesterday. The Bucks, after winning a cup game so far this season, 0-4 against the spread, failing to cover by about 6.5 points, whatever the number is. So I do think it's a Cavs spot. Do I want to lay 10 with them? Do I think they win by double digits? They could, but I don't know if I want to lay double digits with them. I do think Cavs are the right side in the game, though. Just didn't play it. Didn't really have too many player props in this game. I think I would probably look towards if the Cavs get blown out, I can see Giannis not going super crazy in this spot. We got to remember these teams have already played twice this season. The Cavs they win both games. They won the first one. It was a back-to-back series. They won the first one and covered. They won the second one in Milwaukee, but didn't cover. And now no Damian Lillard. I don't think the Bucks really get up for this game, in my opinion. So I would look towards Cleveland team total potentially to go up and over. I'm honestly not sure though if the Bucks gonna be able to keep up either. Like especially without Damian Lillard, I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on Giannis. We know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the teams that can actually build a wall with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They got guys off the bench, Dean Wade, Tristan Thompson. They got a lot of big bodies. So if they take this game extremely serious, I can see them kind of building a lot better of a wall. Not sure if the Cavs gonna need to get to 117, which is what their team total is right now. I'm not taking the Bucks though off a cup win. That's just me. I know that they had an extra day rest. I'm only looking towards the Cavs in this spot. Let's see anything here. DJ Prop says where it go to? Oh, here we go. If Middleton sits with Dame, I think we could play Giannis triple-double. Okay. Cavs team total over 116.5 for dropping dimes. I think they could get there too, man. Giannis over 10.5 rebounds, and the Cavs money line is plus 110. Alt from 11 rebounds, hit rate 75% of the season, and 100% last in the head-to-head matchup. Okay, Jalen did this homework. PG says Cavs -9, definitely a letdown spot for the Bucks. That's how I kind of think about it as well. Justin says Jared Allen double-double. And real quick on the injury report, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Middleton is game time decision. Dame is out. Strus is game time decision. Isaac Okoro is out as well. What up, Cedric? Appreciate you for being here this morning, my brother. Merrill says Donovan Mitchell under on his 5.5 assists. Dame out. Who's going to take them points? With Dame out, Chris Middleton probably going to take the points in my opinion. I would be looking towards Chris Middleton assists too if he does play in the game. Him and Giannis were the guys getting all the assists, and sneaky look towards Chris Middleton. He's been going up and over his assist prop as well. Cavs first half, Mitchell says, I could see it. I could definitely see the letdown being early, Mitchell. Could definitely see it. We know Cavs turn up at the crib, man. They absolutely turn up at the crib. Don't have the numbers right in front of me, but they've been a really good ATS team. Like I said, they just play extremely professional, man. I like to see. The last time we saw the Cavs play, they were playing against the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn the other day. And they were laying 10. I remember telling myself, like, I really want to get there with the Cavs. 10 is a lot of points on the road. What do the Cavs do? They come out, they punch Brooklyn in their face immediately. Boom. Brooklyn down by 10 at the end of the first quarter, by 30, I think, at halftime. That's the professionalism that you like to see. That consistency is what you want to bet on, in my opinion, what I want to bet on when I'm looking at taking these teams. So I like to see that professionalism with a team that I want to lay points with. Do I want to lay it in this spot? I don't know, but I'm not looking towards the Bucks though. I'll tell you guys that. I will tell you that. Merrill says Mobley over his 18.5 points and assists. Fearley says, so how does Giannis assist sound against the Cleveland Wall? I mean, it sounds good if they're making shots, Fearley. I would be looking towards Giannis assist prop in this game, especially with no Dame. I would think that his potential assists would probably go up. So yeah, I couldn't talk you off. If you think that he's gonna be able to share the ball here. The other thing with Cleveland, if they have any kind of deficiency, it's always 3-point shots, right? That's what they struggle to guard, is the 3-point line specifically. The Brooklyn Nets couldn't make any threes the other day, but yeah, the Cavs are a little bit weaker defensively at the 3-point line specifically. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I can find them real quick and I can share them with you guys. Let's see. and then we'll keep it moving to the next game. But let's just look at the Cleveland Cavaliers 3-point defense, because one thing about the Bucks, they've been knocking down the 3-point shot. They've been living it down by the three. It crushed the Oklahoma City Thunder in their last game as well. Let's see, a lot of try to get to the paints and kickouts, in my opinion. I'm also interested to see what Giannis' assist was in last couple games that they played, because like I mentioned, they've already played twice already this season. All right, so Cleveland 3-point defense. Yeah, Cleveland's the 5th worst 3-point defense in the NBA, allowing teams to shoot 38% from the 3-point line. Last 5 games, however, number is about the same, 37.5%, where teams are shooting from the 3-point line. So it hasn't improved too much. And that's kind of why I don't know if I can get there without Dame though, but the Bucks been shooting the leather off the basketball. Number 6 in 3-point accuracy last 5 games, 10th and above the break three frequency. So they're shooting a ton of threes, and they were making them, which is why the Bucks were 3rd in effective field goal percentage. So yeah, not touching Cleveland first quarter, Reem, but I could see them coming out with something early in this game too. It could be an absolute smash spot for Cleveland. The number is a little bit too big for me. Maybe I'll think about it a little bit more, but I probably laid it to the 2.5. I hate first quarter bets. Too much variance in my opinion. We saw what happened with Utah and Detroit yesterday in the first quarter. Boy, it's not a spot that I like a lot. Let's move over to the last game. I got to hurry up. I'm moving too slow. Thunder and the Heat. This line was pretty much at a pick when I looked earlier. I want to say, I saw open 1.5 yesterday. And now it looks like you can get whatever you want, honestly. I see the Heat plus 1.5 on ESPN, on Bet36, on MGM. I also see the Heat minus 1.5 on ESPN Bet. So it's really just whatever you want to get, you can take in this spot. The total is looking like it's trending towards like it's trending up. It's up to 215. See some 215.5s out there as well. I do see 214.5s as well. So numbers kind of all over the place here. This was the game that I kind of wanted to match up with the teams on the floor. So OKC got a win yesterday, of course. They short travel from Orlando to Miami, and that was something that I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at teams. So previous opponent team equals Magic, and opponent team equals Heat. I wanted to see how teams were doing when they have to take this little back-to-back this season. Or it looks like they're the first team that had to do it this season. But if we look at last season, 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. So teams that play the Magic on the first leg of a back-to-back, then got to take that little short trip from Orlando to Miami on no rest, are 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread, 3-0 to the under in the last 3 games. The Bulls beat the Heat in this spot last season. Suns beat the Heat in the spot last season, and the Pelicans beat the Suns in this spot last season as well. The other thing I looked at last night or yesterday evening was the Thunder. They are 4-0 straight up, 2-1-1 against the spread, playing unrested this season. That's what we need them to do, right? We really just need them to win the game here. No, kind of slight lean, no lean at all towards the total at all. With this trend, it's 2-2 to the over/under. They are averaging about 223 points though, so I guess that would be a little bit more towards the over. The one thing about Miami that they had been doing really, really well before, going to Detroit and just giving up a ton of 3-point shots and losing that game outright as the 4.5-point favorite and taking my money. They were shooting the 3-point ball really well. Tyler Hero making a bunch of threes. Jimmy Butler had been playing well. Defensively, they took a big step back, in my opinion, in that game in Detroit. And typically, they play a little bit better as a home dog. When I was looking at this yesterday, I want to say OKC won both games last season. Yeah, I put it in my notes. Won both games in the head-to-head last season. They beat them in Miami 128-120. That game went over to 233 total. And then they beat them in OKC 107-100. They were laying 8.5 points in that spot and beat them by 7. That game went under the 226.5. So I kind of feel like, I know that he'd have a major rest advantage here, 3 days of rest compared to no rest here. That does kind of line up with Miami. Miami had been looking pretty good, like I said, until they ran into the Detroit Pistons in Detroit for whatever reason. I really want to get there with OKC. I do think that they're a much better team. I know that they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. It was kind of a win yesterday. If you guys watched the game against Orlando, where they went up by 20, but Orlando fought back, like we expect Orlando to do. Fought back, was able to get a cover if you took the late number. Like I said, if you took the early number with OKC, you did win. But I just think OKC is a better team, man. I do expect them to be able to score the basketball. I think they could turn Miami over. I kind of want to get there with OKC. Like I said, they are undefeated on the second leg of back-to-back games so far, 8-2 straight up, 6-2-2 against the spread. You really just need them to win the game, and I do think they can win this one. They don't play again until Monday. They got the Wizards, and that game will be back in OKC. The Miami Heat, also first leg of a back-to-back. They got a divisional game tomorrow against the Orlando Magic in Orlando, so short travel for them as well. Let me just match the teams up on the floor real quick, and then I'll go through the comments. You probably should have bet on Shea to bounce back yesterday too. His points prop was pretty easy, and Jalen Suggs went under his points prop like all of the guards typically do for that's playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, so OKC last 5 games are 14th in offensive rating, 12th in effective field goal percentage, 16th in turnover rate, 20th in offensive rebound rate. Miami, middle of the pack defensively, 16th, 17th, and 20th in points allowed, effective field goal percentage, and turnover percentage. They are the 3rd best offensive rebounding team, which means that on the defensive end, they're not giving up a ton of offensive rebounds. OKC getting a lot of shots from long mid-range. They're 5th in frequency, 5th in accuracy, 6th in mid-range frequency overall. Not shooting the 3 really well, but they are shooting about 37%, and that's the Heat's biggest downfall as well. The Heat have regressed a lot in their 3-point defense. Teams are shooting 42%, which is bottom 5 last 5 games. So you need OKC to make some of those threes. I kind of like over based on that. Let's see. OKC pushing the pace. They're 3rd in frequency, only 24th in transition points per 100 possessions though, so not scoring a ton there. Let's see. That's about it. The Heat not giving up a bunch of points off turnovers. Let's see. Yeah, the Heat actually doing a really good job of limiting teams, of protecting the basketball. Heat 5th in turnover rate. So they're doing a really good job protecting the basketball, the Heat are. And that's important because OKC is the number 1 team as far as turnover percentage. They score a lot of points off turnovers as well. The Heat did not give up a ton of points there. So if you like the Heat, that's something that you do like. As far as OKC on the other side, let's see. So looking at Miami's offense, they are 4th rated offense last 5 games, 11th in effective field goal percentage. We just talked about them being 5th in turnover rate. Getting to the free throw line a lot, 3rd highest percentage over the last 5 games. They're shooting the 3 really, really well. 4th and above the break 3 frequency. 4th and above the break 3 accuracy, shooting 40.5%. 10th in all 3 frequency at 38%. OKC's been excellent from the 3-point line defensively. 4th and 3rd in all 3 and above the break 3 frequency. Miami is scoring a lot in the half court. They're 6th best last 5 games. OKC is the 2nd best defense though. Miami not pushing pace, 21st in frequency, 24th in points scored per 100 possessions, and OKC 7th in frequency. So they're stopping teams from being able to get out and run. I don't really feel like I have an edge based on these numbers at all. Like, this doesn't tell me a lot at all. I don't like that Miami protects the ball a lot. And even though OKC is the best, defensive turnover team, they force the most turnovers. So you don't like that as much. I just kind of feel like OKC is the better team. I don't think I'm gonna play it though. Don't think I'm gonna play it. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. DJ Props, yeah, I could see Gary Trent and Taurean Prince having some knock. AJ Green too. He's been shooting the ball really, really well also. TC Best going back to the last game since Evan Mobley under his 8.5 rebounds, 2-for-2 hit rate this season, and cashed 7 of the last 9 times that he's played against the Bucks. Okay. Hardenstein over his 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and over his 10.5 points for Merrill. Jalen likes under 215. Hero over his 28.5 points plus rebounds. Caruso over his PRA. Merrill be dropping the looks off, boy. Duncan Robinson over his threes. Cuppa Joe says going backwards. Cleveland minus 7.5 is out there on FanDuel. Think it's a decent look. Really? 7.5 is available on FanDuel. I see 9. Okay. LJ says OKC and Memphis are the best ATS teams versus the East. Keep notes. OKC. I like OKC today, man. Rumor mill, Butler props. DJ says only taking Jimmy Butler props here. I think he's trying to raise his trade value and show contenders that he still has it. 19 rebounds last game, and he has a nice hit rate versus OKC. I'll go back to the board, to his boards. Okay, I definitely could see that. Jimmy's coming off a really big game against Detroit. Really, really big game. I wonder if Lou Dort guards him, though, because I don't like him as much if Lou Dort's going to guard him. OKC money line, they still pissed. The Shea post-game interview, they ready for it today. I got to go check that out, Ree. I'm glad we'll be starting this. I got to go check that out because I really want to get there. I haven't played a single bet today, but this was the one that I kind of looked towards the most. I do want to hear what he had to say. Reem says Hero points under 21.5 maybe. G. Hurd says, I like Jimmy Butler points, props angle, but not touching the side here. Hardenstein double for Derek. It's damn near even money at minus 110 points, rebounds, 22.5 has been, both will probably be good looks. He's extremely consistent this year. Big Smoothie says Jimmy over is just to hit a 3, minus 106. Okay. What up, Itachi? Appreciate you, bro. He says best of luck today. A happy holidays, gang. Right back at you, bro. Hope all is well with you, man. Justin says, heard enough. Adding OKC money line after the show. I'm probably gonna get there too. I want to go through the post game interview stuff real quick just to see if I can find any motivation for OKC. But man, I feel like if I fade Miami, they're probably gonna win the game outright. That's just how it goes, man. I tried to lay 4.5 with them. They lost to Detroit last game. It's terrible, man. But I like that you can get the money line. Don't got to lay a lot of juice. Like I said, OKC is 4-0 straight up. On the second leg of back-to-back games so far this season. Real quick, one more thing I want to look at. Let's just look at. I want to see how the Heat have done. When they are playing an opponent with no rest, they're 2-1 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. They beat the Hornets by 8, lost to the Celtics by 19, and beat the Cavs in this spot. The Cavs were just coming in. That game was 12 days ago. Cavs were coming in with no rest after beating, I forgot who they beat the day before, but they did get the Cavs in this spot. I do remember that. Bam over his 4.5 assists, Peasy says. I kind of feel like I want to fade Bam points. I feel like Bam just continuously goes under his points prop. I feel like he's just allowing Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler to dictate everything and not playing up to his potential, man. I'm gonna actually look a little bit deeper into Bam too. Bam under his points prop. I don't even know what the line is, but I just kind of in my mind, I think I watched Bam play against Detroit. He didn't do anything. Under his 17.5 points. He's gone under in 8 of the last 10 games. Just right off top of my head, 8 of the last 10 games, Bam has gone under his points prop. He got a 25-point game in here against Phoenix. I want to say, did Jimmy play in that game? And he got a 21-point game in here against Toronto. Other than that, Bam, I just feel like he'd just be out there. Matter of fact, let's. I'm not gonna pull this up on the screen, but I want to look in this games played with Jimmy Butler this season and Tyler Hero on the floor. Let's see for the whole season. Yeah, I think I might add Bam under his 17.5 points. I'll add it to the short list. Bam is under his 17.5 points if Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler have played in the game in 14 of his 19 games. So he's cashing 74% of the time is Bam staying under his 17.5 points. Also, I'm looking at the center position against the Thunder. They're the second best defense in points allowed to the center position. So yeah, I like Bam under his 17.5 points. I might add that. Appreciate you, PZ, for even talking about Bam out loud. OKC's about to get ready, about to get everybody money today, Marie says. I can see it. Hardenstein been cashing his points, rebounds, and assists. 8 for 10, 9 for 10. OKC a pass for me. Mitchell says Heat money line. D Bookie Killer says Miami 5-0 straight up with rest advantage in the at home. Eric says so with the rest advantage specifically. Just double check you on that. Heat and rest is greater than opponent rest. If we can get it to come up. 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the number. They have won every game so far. So you got two conflicting trends here. Thunder with the rest disadvantage, I think has been profitable. I already mentioned them being 4-0 against this 4-0 straight up on the second leg of back-to-backs. The Thunder are real quick if I can get it to pop up. Dang, come on, man. Bear with me for 1 second. I really want to see what this is because I'm glad you pointed this out, Eric. I'm really glad you pointed that the Heat are undefeated with the rest advantage so far this season. The Thunder with at the rest disadvantage, still 5-2 straight up. 5-2 straight up at the rest disadvantage. They are just 2-5 against the number, though. They've actually failed to cover their last 5 after starting the season off 2-0 against the spread, however. But they are 5-2, like I said. They lost to the Rockets in this spot, lost to the Spurs in this spot outright with the at the rest disadvantage specifically. However, like I said, they are 4-0 straight up, playing on no rest. So take with that information, do what you want, just sharing. Yeah, I like Bam under his points, maybe even more than anything else. I'm probably gonna add Bam under his points. What up to my guy Chad says, don't do it. Just Heat money line. Don't do it, Justin. Heat money line. Chad says here. OKC all day, Ali says. I kind of feel like people are going to be going back and forth. Chad said he got 76ers minus the 8. Heat money line. Cavs minus 4.5. Would play all at the current number. He did get that Cavs number minus 4.5. Boy, I wish I could have got that. All right, so let's get into a quick recap. We've been doing this for way too long for 3 games. 3 games that I talked about, I don't really like at all. So if we're doing a quick recap. The plays that I talked about liking the most before actually doing the show are I like the over in the first game, man. I'm not gonna pull the trigger on it quite yet because I want to see what happens with the injury stuff. We got to remember Charlotte got a lot of time to submit their injury report in this game. So something to kind of take into consideration. Charlotte does not have to submit their injury report. LaMelo could sit. Brandon Miller, we don't know if he's going to play or not. Mark Williams is, slowly but surely kind of coming back and transitioning back into the offense. Same thing with Bridges too, actually. Even though both of those players played big minutes last night. Charlotte, Philly over the 218. LaMelo, I showed you guys this. Showed you guys this on the screen. LaMelo over his points, rebounds, and assists. Check out Outlier if you guys are interested too. The link is in the description of the video. 7-day free trial if you sign up using the link in the description. And then we talked about, I think those were the 2 plays in that game. If I was playing anything, those are the ways that I was going to be looking. The Cleveland and Milwaukee game, like I said, I kind of want to take Cleveland team total up and over. I think it's 115.5 or 114.5. It's a fade of the Bucks defense after the Cup games, in my opinion. Don't really want to lay the 9. Do feel like they're the right side, but probably not going to play anything in that game. In this last game, Bam kind of jumping out off the page to me, man. I kind of really want to play Bam to go under his points prop. I just kind of feel like he's going to be doing what Bam does. And I kind of gave you guys the numbers already. So Bam Adebayo under Adebayo, right? Is that how you spell it? I think that's how you spell it. Bam Adebayo under his 17.5 points in this game tonight. And like I said, I really want to get there with it looks super square. but I kind of want to get there with OKC on the money line. Or plus the points. If you can get a +1.5, I think there is a +1.5 out there. Definitely take the point. But these are the ways that I would kind of look at the game, with Bam being the strongest look, I think, on the board. That Bam look really kind of speaks to me. So yeah, that's what I like for today, man. I hope, as always, that you guys found the show helpful. Resources that I've used to handicap the games: Moneyballer, Outlier, jaXon, Odds Jam, all referral codes in the description of the video if you guys are interested. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting. We will be back tomorrow for more NBA. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.